Hi, and welcome to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. I'm Scoot. I do a radio talk show in New Orleans for those of you who don't know, or if you're new to the YouTube channel here. My show is on WWL Radio in New Orleans. Now, we cover the entire Gulf South, and if you download the app Odyssey, Audacy, you can pick up the show anywhere, and we do get calls from around the country. Well, today was a big day. While I was on the air, there was breaking news because the Louisiana Legislature, which is not the most intelligent political body in the country. The Louisiana Legislature was very upset when Governor John Bel Edwards vetoed a transgender sports bill. And it was designed to ban transgender girls who were born boys from competing in girls' sports because there's this hysteria about an unfair advantage. So today, while I was on the air, the legislature, which was upset that the governor vetoed their bill that they passed, they called a special veto override session, which has been going on for the last couple of days, mainly to address this issue and one other. The other issue, it failed. They failed to override the veto. So the veto holds. This issue was one of their main issues, and Republicans were behind this, trying to overturn the governor's veto. They fell short by 2 votes today. So the special override veto session, waste of time, waste of taxpayers' dollars. They look silly. And they couldn't even get the vetoes overturned. All right, so is this even a problem? And this is one of the points that I was making on my radio show on WWL today. This is not a problem. Somebody's come up with a solution looking for a problem. It's not a problem. Could it conceivably be a problem one day? I don't know. Maybe. But it's not a problem today. That does not mean that there are not cases where transgender girls who are born boys haven't competed in girls' sports. That has happened. But according to a study, in fact, there was the Associated Press that reached out to 24 schools. No, I'm sorry, 24 state lawmakers who were sponsoring these transgender sports bills, and also conservative groups that are sponsoring these bills. They found that there were only a few times when transgender girls were a problem in girls' sports. A few out of hundreds of thousands. Now, look, let's be honest. Human beings cheat. You know, everybody's not honest. People cheat on resumes. I know somebody in the radio business who used somebody else's air check to get a job in radio. And he actually got the friggin' job. So people lie about their education. People lie about their experience to get a job. So there is the human element of cheating that is just going to be always part of society. It's not right, but this hysteria that's being drummed up about transgender girls participating in girls' sports, it's bullshit. It's not even really an issue. So, all right, in 2017, between 2017 and 2019, there were some transgender sprinters, and this was in Connecticut, Terry Miller and Andrea Yearwood. Together, they won 15 championship races participating in girls' sports, and that prompted a lawsuit. But this really, and that's an isolated incident. And yes, it happens, but it's not really an issue. And I point this out because this needs to be exposed for what it is. It is part of the culture wars that are being drummed up by the right. It's replacing a platform. It's trying to get you all paranoid, all hysterical over this idea that your girls and the girls who compete in sports, they're going to get the shit beat out of them by transgender girls. Well, that's not happening. It's not even an issue. And I don't mind being proactive with legislation, but again, I want to expose this hysteria for what it is. Hysteria. It's bullshit. I know. Look, it is true that there are males. Um, the average male is innately stronger than the average female. But both men and women produce testosterone. Some women produce more testosterone than some men. What about that? That's a God thing. I mean, there have been people who've accused me of being effeminate and gay, and I'm totally straight. And I don't care because I'm very happy with who I am, very satisfied with who I am. But I think sometimes maybe Ellen got some of the testosterone that I didn't get. Maybe it happened that way. There are also women taking anabolic steroids. That is synthetic testosterone. What about that? So, again, you just have to go to the science of it all and just expose this for what it is, which is bullshit rhetoric. And there might be a few cases where transgender girls have won, but it's not a problem. In fact, in scienceamerican.com, on the scienceamerican.com website, Science American is a popular science magazine that goes back to 1845. In fact, among the contributing scientists who contributed articles to Scientific American is Albert Einstein. That's how long this magazine has been around. I look on the website, and in February of last year, families of 3 cisgender girls, cisgender, that's a cisgender person is a person who relates to the gender they were born with. So a lawsuit was filed against the Connecticut Association of Schools and against several boards of education. And the families of the cisgender girls were complaining that transgender girls were competing against cisgender girls in high school track leagues, and that the transgender girls had an unfair advantage. Is that true? 2 days after the Connecticut lawsuit was filed by the cisgender girls' families, one of the cisgender girls beat one of the transgender girls named in the lawsuit. It also turns out that transgender girls rarely win. And the majority of girls in girls' sports, the high school level, are cisgender. They identify with the gender they were born with, which is girl. And they're beating the shit out of these transgender guys. Again, it doesn't mean that there aren't exceptions, because there are always going to be exceptions in life. And so, nothing is perfect. Also, I've learned that transgender females can retain an athletic edge even up to 2 years after they started hormone therapy. But once again, I remind you that this is not a problem. And people are all riled up about it. And people who have really no vested interest in this other than it's part of their political ideology. That's what's happened here. This is about politics. It's not about reality. Okay, so there will always be people who cheat. There will always be people who take steroids. And again, women can take girls can take anabolic steroids. It's a synthetic testosterone. That seems to be a bigger threat to sports than transgender girls. But there's something really catchy about this. These transgender girls. I don't understand transgender. We gotta put these people in their place. We can't let them compete. There's this hysteria about anything that people don't understand. Gays, transgender, whatever. And so it's really kind of sad that so many people focus on shit that doesn't even matter. Yes, there are cases where a transgender girl born as a boy would have an unfair advantage over girls in sports. But where's the problem? In fact, the NCAA and high school athletic associations don't even keep track of any of this. There's no conclusive data on the number of transgender girls who have been have dominated in girls sports. And there's no data because it hasn't been a problem. It's not a problem. And so just realize, if you're getting wrapped up in this hysteria, you're getting wrapped up in hysteria because it's not real. So maybe we should spend our time focusing on problems that are actually real problems. You can join me on my radio show on WWL in New Orleans. It's 870 AM, 105.3 FM in New Orleans and the Gulf South. Or you can download the app Odyssey, Audacy, and type in WWL, and I'm on the air 1 to 4 in the afternoon, Central Time, Monday through Friday.